Hi, Spirit Central. It's me, Mrs. Beaupier, coming to you for your weekly wellness. I hope that you guys are, feeling happy about marking down the days on the calendar, that we are getting super close to June 10th and being done with school. I know, on one hand, I'm excited that, it'll be summer, and on the other hand, it kind of brings out some feelings that, that the end of the school year is happening so differently than what I would have wanted. And I know in our house that has kind of brought out some big feelings about, being really disappointed of missing out some of the things that is really fun at the end of the school year. With the warmer weather, we're kind of more aware that that it's just not going to be the way that we thought that it would, and that's kind of a bummer. I miss getting to see you guys at what would be like our spring sing, and the end of the year fun day that we usually have. I know our older kids, I'm really disappointed for you guys, especially the seniors, about prom and graduation being different. I know we'll still have it, but just not when we would have normally. So I just wanted to kind of take a minute to acknowledge that it's different, and that our feelings are what they are in that. What I wanted to talk to you about today is another tool for what to do when we have, some of those big feelings. And what I have today, I kind of call it like a timeout or a cool down toolkit, but really it can just be, a kit that you have for whenever you're having, some feelings that are uncomfortable. It doesn't necessarily have to be for when you need a timeout or to cool down, because I think that really implicates like that something has gone wrong, or that you're really upset and angry and you need to like cool off. The kit that I have in place is just for any time you're having a hard feeling and you need kind of to take a break and to try to pull yourself out of it a little bit, and surround yourself with things to feel comfortable while you're going through those feelings. So this is something that I put together, and hope that you guys will find useful in being able to put one together for yourself. It's a kit of some things to kind of utilize when you're feeling upset or sad or frustrated and you need to take a break, and you need to kind of retrain that brain to get out of a funk, or to handle the feelings that you have in a okay way. I'm not saying that this kit is supposed to take away the feelings, because that's not what this is about. It's not that your feeling needs to change. It's just learning how to take those feelings and have a okay way of dealing with them. So these kits you can stick in a spot in your house that you feel safe going to when you're upset. Maybe a spot where you have a little bit of privacy and you can be comfortable. And it can just be a random spot. It doesn't have to be anything special. One of my daughters uses her closet when she just needs to get away, because in our house, space where you are alone is not easy to come by. So she had to get a little creative when she wanted to be alone and needed some time to think. And she kind of set up a cozy little spot in a closet, and it works. And so by no means do you have to set up anything fancy. I've seen kids use, under tables or desks, corners, behind couches, behind chairs, closets, whatever you need, where you can have a spot where you can kind of have a quiet area and, just take some time to feel your feelings and deal with them. So here is my kit that I have. I kind of got a bunch of stuff in it, and the stuff that you put in it is really dependent on who you are and what makes you feel better. So this is kind of geared towards, what I think about my kids or myself. So some of it you may want to, base off of your age and, your ability. Obviously, if it were my own kid, whoops, dropped some things out of it. It was pretty full. I probably wouldn't have a stuffed animal, but a younger kid might. Younger kids probably wouldn't have some of the puzzles that I'm going to show you that I have in here, but they may have a different kind of puzzle. Again, this is a kit that you would use when you need to take a break, when you're having a big feeling and you just need to go somewhere and find a good way to kind of get through that feeling. So I'm just going to jump right into what I have in here. I'm going to pick up the stuff that I dropped for a second. Okay, so we talked about with our mindfulness, kind of using those senses, and that's one of the first things that I went through in putting this together, because our senses can really play into our overall feelings. So one of the first things I had was headphones for music. Sometimes playing music that we really like, whether that be like soft, soothing music or, just happy music, or some people even like wild, crazy music that would kind of express their feelings. Music is something that is super helpful if you're a real listening auditory person for when you have some big feelings. So that's one, thinking back to my senses, covering hearing. Another one is smell. So this is my favorite lotion. I get it from Sharon at the feed mill when they have it. It goes quick, so I think it's a bunch of other people's favorite. And just having something that smells really good, that I can take some deep breaths in while I'm working on my deep breaths, is something that's nice and calming for me as well. So it could be anything that you have, whether you have a lotion or a soap, something that some people use oils, whatever it is that is a soothing smell for you. You can stick something like that in your box and have available for when you need it. The next sense I kind of thought about is some snacks. I have a couple of snacks in here because when our bellies are hungry, sometimes our feelings are bigger than normal. So it's always good to make sure that, our basic needs are being taken care of too, that we, maybe didn't skip breakfast and so then, we're hungry on top of having feelings and everything feels bigger than what it might normally feel. So have a snack. Make sure we have something in our box like that. So I think that kind of covers the senses, except for I guess this would be like our sense of touch, having something snuggly or just comforting. If you have a special stuffed animal, that brings you comfort or something like that, where you can squeeze onto, give big hugs to, even just like practicing, squeezing really tight and then feeling your body loosen as you, relax. That's a good way to kind of ease some tension too, is really tensing up those muscles and then relaxing them and feeling what it feels like to have those muscles relax. Because sometimes when we're stressed, our muscles get really tense without us even knowing. So that's something that I have in here. So then, getting past the senses, other things that I wanted to think of is kind of how to stop that hamster wheel that we've talked about when we're upset. And I have, here it is. I just drew this. You can see my hand from where I traced it. But to me, this was just a little reminder of our deep breaths. When we had talked about doing it, we did the breath in, breath out, and this was just a nice reminder to have a visual for me to kind of keep in there, to remember to take those big, slow, deep breaths in. And sometimes when we're upset, we need an extra reminder, like a visual to have in our box. Other things I have in here, I have a couple of puzzles. Sometimes when our hamster wheels are spinning, doing something different, I don't want to say mindless, but something that is kind of programmed to require some thinking, and it kind of changes the gears in our brain is really helpful. So again, this is something probably for older kids, but for our kinders, our first graders, sticking a puzzle in there isn't a bad idea if you have a place where you can do it, because it kind of requires your brain to think. I did a Harry Potter word search, which I'm pretty excited to actually do. And then like a Sudoku puzzle, something that's going to require a little bit of thought, but that I can get lost in the thought of doing the puzzles, and that kind of allows my brain to stop that perpetual like spinning of that hamster wheel, thinking about the stuff that I'm upset about. I also stuck in a notebook and some crayons and pens. I have a pencil in here as well. When you're having big feelings, sometimes it's helpful to write about it or draw pictures about it. Sometimes, we just need to get it off of our chest, but talking to somebody at that point really might not be a great idea, because we might say things that we don't necessarily mean, or that aren't going to be helpful to the situation. So sometimes writing them down is really helpful. And then I stuck a book in here because sometimes when I am feeling stressed or overwhelmed or upset, sometimes it's really nice to kind of escape into another world and another person's story, and just to take a break and read a book. So this is one that we are reading right now in our house, and I would like to escape too. And then the last thing that I have in here is just, I did a picture of my kids. You could do a picture of somebody that you love, or even a place that you love. Something that's going to be soothing and just kind of remind you that you're not alone in this, and, that somebody's going to make you feel more comforted, even if they can't be with you right in that moment, that they're there. So that is my toolkit for big feelings. I hope it's helpful. I hope that you guys can put together something and kind of find a spot in your house where you can go when you need to. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great week. I can't wait to see you soon. Keep counting down those days to June 10th. Okay, take care.